Good morning. My name is Dr. Cornell Darden Jr., Chairman of the Board of the Southland Black Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here today with Tom DeVore, candidate for Attorney General of Illinois, to talk about the corruption of some of our mayors here in the Southland. As the head of the Southland Black Chamber of Commerce, we know all too well what it feels like to be under the yoke of a criminal mayor. Our businesses are under attack. Our communities are dilapidated, not because of a lack of investment or a lack of will to build economic development in our areas, but because of criminal mayors who do everything they can to try to stop us. We are being denied business licenses. We are being denied building permits, all for capricious reasons, because these mayors think they are kings instead of elected representatives. That's why we need a strong advocate in the Attorney General's office to prosecute these types of crimes. Tom DeVore is out here today in front of the Village of Dolton City Hall, where we're discussing some of the problems that we're having with Mayor Tiffany Hilliard, who was recently just under a state police investigation for having illegal police plates on the vehicle.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for having me out here today. We've had a few conversations here in Dolton about the mayor, and I had read about the municipal plates that she'd actually put on some township vehicles that she was trying to make appear like they were for law enforcement, but a township, as we're all aware, doesn't have law enforcement. So yeah, that right now, as I understand it, is with Kim Foxx at the county state's attorney's office about whether charges will be brought or not. It's unfortunate. I would like to see Kwame Raoul pick that up and to consider whether or not charges should be brought. But beyond that, the issues that you're talking about dealing with mayors and how they're addressing building permits and approval for construction projects, etc. You gave me an example of a gentleman, I believe Mr. Rucker, who has significant investment in a new building here in Dolton. And as I understand it, once the mayor learned that there was someone helping him in his business venture who is a current trustee on the board that is against her, she's trying to take his building permit away from him for no other reason than she wants him to fire the trustee that's helping him in that business project. So,
from my understanding, Mr. DeVore, there's no basis for that in law, and that type of discrimination really stifles development of this area. We always hear about the Southland being the red-headed stepchild of Cook County. You know, the western suburbs, the northern suburbs, the northwest suburbs all have development. The south suburbs doesn't, and this is the reason. It's the corruption of our elected officials.
You know, I've been hearing this story that you're giving me, sir, a lot from various different men and women in the south part of the county. And so this particular example that you just gave to me, I'm actually going to, as an attorney, regardless of me running for office, I'm going to look into it, and I would like to understand why Mr. Rucker's building permit is being threatened if in fact there's no violation of the building code. If in fact it's the case that she's trying to threaten his building permit because of political retribution with one of the trustees, that's something that should be taken very seriously, and I will help with, doing that as an attorney regardless of this office. So, it's sad that the Attorney General's office doesn't spend enough time dealing with public corruption. Public corruption is one of the biggest issues we've got in the state. And this example that you just given me is something that the AG's office should be doing. We have committed to people, and I'm committing again to you, that if elected into office, we will have a task force that specifically deals with these examples of abuse of power by municipal governments, including mayors, against the business owners, because we need these business owners to be able to thrive and to develop their businesses without being concerned about political retribution.
Absolutely. And I'm calling on voters in the Southland, members of the business community, and residents. You guys have been making complaints for years, over and over, about corruption here in the Southland. We need someone like Tom DeVore to get in office and do something about it.